Ever get a birthday gift that turned your world upside down? This is about love, trust, and the kind of surprise that comes from the one who knows you best. I was dying to see what my husband had planned for my 35th birthday. But this gift, it wasn't what I expected. It takes guts to share a story like this, and I need you with me. If you're ready for a wild ride full of shocks, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive into this together. Turning 35 wasn't something I was thrilled about. Birthdays in your 30s hit different, less about parties, more about quiet reminders that life keeps moving, ready or not. But John, my husband, was hell-bent on making it special. He's my rock, the steady hand in a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control. We met in college, me buried in books, him with a goofy grin that could lighten the worst days. He had a way of making everything easier even when life wasn't. Our marriage was good, solid, the kind of life everyone envies. Saturday mornings with coffee and pancakes, Sunday nights curled up with our favorite shows, the bedroom. Well, it wasn't what it used to be, but I didn't mind. I missed the fireworks, the breathless rush of our 20s, sure, but I always thought love deepened over time, trading raw passion for something stronger, lasting. John was worth it, his loyalty, his kindness, the way he always seemed to know what I needed before I did. If you asked me how I felt about him, it was simple: I adored him. He's the kind of man who leaves notes on the fridge to remind me to smile on bad days, still opens the car door for me after a decade. And when he says I love you, it's not just words, it's a promise he keeps every day. We built a life together, not flashy, not perfect, but ours. He's the man I could sit in silence with, knowing everything was exactly as it should be. Still, there were moments I wondered if he missed what we had, the spark, the spontaneity. I'd catch him looking at me sometimes, his gaze lingering like he was remembering something, but he never pushed, never said it. "You happy?" I asked him once, lying in bed after a quiet night. "With you always," he'd said, kissing my forehead, and I believed him. When John started dropping hints about my birthday gift, I didn't think much of it. He was always thoughtful, planning little surprises, whisking me away to cozy cabins for weekends. But this time his eyes sparkled with something different. "A big night," he said, grinning. "You'll never guess. Asterisk, a puppy." I teased, watching him shake his head, laughing. "Bigger than a puppy," he said, leaning in to kiss my cheek. I let him keep his secret, knowing whatever it was, it'd be special, because it was his. When my birthday rolled around, John was buzzing. He insisted on taking me to our favorite restaurant in Seattle, a cozy spot with dim lights and the best pasta in town. We laughed over old memories, clinked wine glasses, lingered over dessert. He looked at me the way he did when we first met, like I was the only one in the room. For a moment, I forgot the slow grind of time, the routine. It was just us, and it was perfect. "Ready for your gift?" he asked as we walked to the car. I raised an eyebrow. "You're not giving it to me here." He grinned, shaking his head. "It's waiting at home." The way he said it sent a flutter through my stomach, curiosity, and something else I couldn't name. Back home, John took my hand, leading me upstairs to our bedroom. His excitement was contagious, and I couldn't help but smile as he told me to close my eyes. "Keep 'em shut," he whispered, his warm hands on my shoulders, guiding me inside. I heard the door click shut behind us, the air heavy with anticipation. "Okay," he said, voice softer now. "Open your eyes." I did, and it took a second to process what I saw. A man stood by the bed, tall, broad-shouldered, his silk shirt unbuttoned just enough to hint at the strength beneath. His skin gleamed under the soft, light muscles shifting with every subtle move, like he'd stepped out of a dream too perfect to be real. "John?" "What is this?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He stepped in front of me, taking my hands. "I know this is a shock," he said, choosing his words carefully. "But I wanted to give you something different, something you deserve." My mind spun. I didn't know what he meant. "I've seen how you look at me sometimes," he went on, voice steady but laced with vulnerability. "I know things aren't the same between us. I love you more than anything, and I just want you to have something unforgettable." I glanced at the stranger by the bed, his expression unreadable but not cold, watching us with quiet patience. My cheeks burned, heart pounding. I stood frozen, a storm of shocked curiosity and hesitation swirling inside me. John's words echoed in my head. "I just want you to let go just this once." "John," I started, voice shaky. "This isn't us. I've never—" He cut me off gently, hands firm on my shoulders. "I know, and I'm not asking for anything except for you to try. If it feels wrong, we stop. But you deserve to feel alive again." His eyes held mine, full of trust, hope. I turned to the stranger, his gaze warm but steady, like he understood the chaos in me. His presence, strong, confident, magnetic, twisted my stomach with a longing I hadn't felt in years. This was beyond anything I'd imagined for us, but something deep inside stirred a hunger I'd buried long ago. My thoughts tangled my love for John, the safety of our life, the burning curiosity of what might happen if I crossed this line. "I don't know," I whispered, biting my lip, glancing back at John. He brushed a stray hair from my face. "I'm right here with you every step. Trust me." I took a shaky breath, nodding, heart thumping like a drum. The stranger's eyes held mine, no hesitation, just raw confidence that sent my pulse racing. I nodded, barely aware I'd done it. He stepped forward, closing the distance in an instant, hands finding my waist, firm, commanding. My breath hitched at the intensity of his touch. He didn't ask permission, he didn't need to. My body answered for me, leaning into him, craving the unfamiliar heat radiating from his skin. His fingers deftly unbuttoned my blouse, each move slow, deliberate, the cool air brushing my skin as it fell open, sending a shiver through me. His eyes never wavered, tracing every inch of me like he was memorizing it. John stood nearby, silent but present, watching with something unspoken on his face, pride maybe, or satisfaction. A strange thrill ran through me, knowing he was there, wanting this for me. The stranger's hands moved to my dress, the fabric sliding down my legs, pooling at my feet. His touch glided up my thighs, confident, like he was savoring every curve. My breath quickened as his lips found my collarbone, the faint scratch of his stubble leaving a trail of heat. His movements were unrestrained, purposeful, powerful. He lifted me effortlessly, setting me on the edge of the bed. His lips claimed mine with a fierce urgency, the kiss raw, searing, unlike anything I'd known. His hands gripped my hips, fingers pressing into soft flesh, guiding me against him as his body moved with primal energy. The fabric of his shirt grazed my bare skin, driving me wild. I reached for him, fumbling with his buttons, desperate to feel him. He pulled back just long enough to rip his shirt off, the motion quick, impatient. His chest was broad, warm under my fingers as I traced his skin. The air crackled heavy with anticipation. He pressed me back onto the mattress, his weight pinning me, drowning me in the chaos of the moment. His lips found my throat, trailing down with a hunger that sent my pulse into overdrive. His hands roamed, mapping every curve with unrelenting certainty. The bed creaked beneath us, underscoring the rhythm of his movements, his strength undeniable. He gripped my thighs, guiding me to meet him, each motion raw but precise. the room filled with the sounds of our bodies' ragged breaths, soft moans, the faint creak of the frame, the subtle collision of skin. Every nerve in me burned, every sensation amplified by the sheer wildness of it. His movements were powerful, almost overwhelming, claiming every inch of me. My nails dug into his back, leaving faint red trails, and he growled low in his throat, the sound vibrating against me. The pace quickened his strength, unyielding each thrust, deliberate the mattress shifting beneath us. His ragged breaths mixed with mine, intoxicating, pulling me closer to the edge. John's presence lingered, his gaze, a quiet intensity fueling the fire. I turned to him, reaching out. "Come here," I murmured. John hesitated, his eyes flicking between me and the stranger before he climbed onto the bed. I pulled him close, my hands gliding over his chest, feeling the familiar strength beneath. His lips met mine, gentle at first, then deeper, reigniting our connection. The stranger didn't pause, his hands firm on my hips, movements purposeful, each one drawing a gasp. John's touch grew bolder, exploring my curves like he was rediscovering me. Caught between them, the stranger's raw intensity and John's steady tenderness, I was overwhelmed, dizzy with sensation. John whispered against my neck, voice rough with awe. "You're incredible." His words grounded me even as the stranger's rhythm pushed me further into uncharted territory. The air thickened, every sound amplified, the rustle of sheets, the soft creak of the bed, our breaths blending into a symphony. The stranger's hands lifted me effortlessly, adjusting my body, responding instinctively, arching into him. John's lips trailed warm kisses along my collarbone, his touch soft against the stranger's unrelenting force. The tension built, wave after wave, every sensation heightened. The stranger's chest pressed against me, John's lips brushing mine, their combined intensity unlike anything I'd felt, wild, fierce, a perfect storm of passion. The stranger's grip tightened, his movements unrelenting, sculpting the moment. John's hands traced softer patterns, his lips finding my shoulder, sending shivers down my spine. The bed groaned, a reminder of the world around us, but everything else faded. All that existed was the fire between us, each touch pushing me closer to the edge. When the final wave broke, it hit with a release so powerful it unraveled me, warmth and satisfaction flooding through. We collapsed, breathless, tangled in the aftermath, our breaths mingling in the quiet. Morning came, John's arm draped over me, his warmth a steady comfort. The stranger was gone, leaving only the memory of the night before. I lay there staring at the ceiling, a mix of gratitude, exhilaration, and undeniable fulfillment washing over me. John stirred, his sleepy smile meeting my eyes. "Happy birthday," he whispered, kissing my forehead. "Best one yet?" I replied, voice soft but honest. Was my husband's gift too wild, or was it exactly what we needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this story made your heart race, like and subscribe. I've got more wild surprises to share. Thanks for watching.